कैसे हैं आप?
I'm
उम्मीद
Mohammed
है आप
Jahanzeb Ali from Government College of Technology, Multan. Today, I'm delighted to have an insightful conversation with Chatgpt on a topic that affects almost every individual and some point in life: how to overcome self-doubt and build confidence. In this next few minutes, we will explore the roots of self-doubt and understand practical strategies to boost confidence and learn how to develop a stronger and more positive mindset.
मजबूत और ज़्यादा मुस्बत ज़हनियत के फ़रोग़ पर भी हम बात करेंगे।
Okay, John, we will discuss in English. So reply me when I ask first question.
बिल्कुल जॉन, हम अंग्रेज़ी में बात करेंगे और मैं आपके सवालात के जवाब दूँगा।
The first one is how would you define self-doubt in single term?
To put it simply, self-doubt is the lack of confidence in oneself and one's abilities.
Okay. Next one is why do people commonly experience self-doubt even when they are capable?
People often experience self-doubt because of past failures, fear of judgment, perfectionism, or even comparison to others.
John, your answers must be minimum 30 to 40 seconds. Okay. The next question is what are some signs that a person is struggling with self-doubt?
Absolutely. I'll make sure to give more detailed answers. So, some signs that a person is struggling with self doubt can include frequent hesitation in decision making, constant self criticism, avoidance of challenges, and a lack of confidence in their own skills or decisions. It can also manifest as anxiety or a constant need for reassurance from others.
Okay, my next question is what are the major psychological and environmental factors that trigger self-doubt?
Certainly, major psychological factors that trigger self doubt often include low self esteem, past traumatic experiences, perfectionistic tendencies, and negative self talk. On the environmental side, factors like unsupportive or critical environments, high expectations from others, and social comparison can significantly contribute to self doubt.
Can you explain more?
Of course, for example, psychologically, someone who experienced repeated failure or criticism during childhood might develop deep seated self doubt. Similarly, perfectionism can cause people to constantly question their worth because they set unrealistically high standards. On the environmental side, if someone is constantly surrounded by critical voices or is compared to others, it can reinforce feelings of inadequacy and lead to persistent self doubt.
Okay, okay, that's great. My next question is can comparing ourselves with others lead to increased self-doubts?
Absolutely. Comparing ourselves to others can definitely amplify self doubt. When we focus on someone else's achievements or strengths, we often overlook our own unique qualities and progress. This comparison can lead to feelings of inadequacy and lower self esteem. The key is to focus on personal growth and celebrate individual achievements rather than measuring ourselves against others.
Any examples?
Sure. For instance, imagine someone who's just started their career and keeps comparing themselves to a colleague who's been in the field for years. This comparison might lead them to doubt their own skills and feel inadequate, even though they're making steady progress. Over time, this can undermine their confidence, even if they're doing really well in their own right.
Okay, that's great. My next question is how does fear of failure impact a person's confidence?
Absolutely. The fear of failure can significantly impact a person's confidence by creating a constant sense of anxiety and self doubt. When someone is overly focused on the possibility of failing, they might avoid taking risks or trying new challenges, which can stunt their growth and reinforce feelings of inadequacy. Over time, this fear can erode self confidence and prevent them from reaching their full potential.
Okay, don't reply with solid examples. Okay.
Of course, for example, imagine a student who fears failing an important exam. Because of this fear, they might avoid studying thoroughly or even skip the exam altogether, which only reinforces their self doubt and lowers their confidence. On the other hand, if they gradually face that fear, prepare diligently, and learn from mistakes, they can build resilience and confidence over time.
Okay, my next question is what practical steps can someone take to start overcoming self doubt?
Definitely. Some practical steps include setting realistic goals, practicing self compassion, and celebrating small victories. It also helps to challenge negative thoughts by focusing on evidence of your successes and strengths. And other useful approaches, seeking feedback from trusted mentors or peers, and gradually stepping out of your comfort zone to build confidence. Mindfulness and positive affirmations can also be incredibly effective.
Okay, okay, that's great. The next question is how helpful is positive self talk in building confidence?
Absolutely. Positive self talk is incredibly helpful in building confidence because it helps to reframe negative thoughts and encourages a more optimistic mindset. By consistently affirming one's abilities and focusing on strengths, individuals can reduce self doubt and increase their self belief. Over time, this positive reinforcement can lead to greater resilience and more confident approach to challenges.
Any solid examples?
Certainly. For instance, consider an athlete who uses positive self talk before a big competition. Instead of focusing on possible failure, they remind themselves of their training, their strengths, and past successes. This kind of self encouragement boosts their confidence, reduces anxiety, and often leads to better performance. Another example could be a professional who regularly uses affirmations to boost their confidence before meetings or presentations, helping them perform more effectively and with greater assurance.
Okay, okay, that's great. The next question is what role does setting small, achievable goals play in the boosting confidence?
Absolutely. Setting small, achievable goals plays a crucial role in boosting confidence because it provides a clear roadmap for success and creates a series of positive reinforcement elements. When we achieve these smaller goals, it builds a sense of accomplishment and reinforces our belief in our abilities. Over time, these incremental successes help build momentum and gradually increase overall confidence, making it easier to tackle bigger challenges down the line.
Okay. The next question is how can someone build lasting self confidence instead of temporary motivations?
Great question. Building lasting self confidence involves consistent practice and a growth mindset. It's important to cultivate self awareness, recognize and learn from both successes and setbacks, and maintain a positive support network. Additionally, developing resilience by embracing challenges and being adaptable is key. Over time, as we consistently reinforce our strengths and keep pushing our boundaries, that confidence becomes deeply rooted and more enduring rather than just fleeting.
Okay, okay, that's great. The next question is why is self acceptance important for confidence building?
Self acceptance is fundamental for building confidence because it allows us to embrace our strengths and our imperfections without judgment. When we accept ourselves, we reduce the pressure to be perfect and become more resilient in the face of challenges. This self compassion helps us to trust in our abilities and fosters a positive self image, ultimately leading to more authentic and lasting confidence.
Okay, okay, that's great. The next question is how can a person deal with negative feedback without losing confidence?
That's a great question. Dealing with negative feedback effectively involves viewing it as an opportunity for growth rather than a personal attack. One helpful approach is to separate your identity from the feedback itself, focusing on the actionable insights rather than the criticism. It's also beneficial to seek clarification, look for patterns in the feedback, and use it constructively to improve. Surrounding yourself with supportive people who encourage you and remind you of your strengths can also help maintain your confidence.
Okay, okay, that's great. And final question is finally, what advice would you give to someone who want to break the cycle of fear, hesitation, and self-doubt?
Absolutely. My advice would be to start by cultivating self awareness and acknowledging the fear without judgment. Focus on taking small, consistent steps outside of your comfort zone and celebrate each progress, no matter how small. It's also helpful to build a support network of mentors or peers who can offer encouragement and constructive feedback.